What's good, y'all? Anime Gaming and Chill here checking in, man. And today I'm gonna give you guys 11 things that you need to know if you want to be able to beat the Evil Within 2. Definitely, if you want to be able to beat the Evil Within 2 on Nightmare mode. Okay, so I got the game, and within 2 days I beat it on Nightmare mode. It took me 18 hours, a lot of dying, a lot of struggling. I died over 100 times. But I collected majority of all the side items. I almost got every single weapon. I might have actually got every single weapon. And I'm gonna tell you guys, how to do all this stuff and how to survive, because if you don't understand, how to survive in this game, you are not going to make it. This is a true survival horror game, and I actually loved it. And I'm actually gonna go back through soon and play classic mode, which is where you don't really have the auto saves. You have a limited amount of saves, and it's just a lot harder and shit. So before we start, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like the video, share it with a friend, and we're gonna get it going. Okay, so number one, this is probably one of the most important things. Ration your ammunition and supplies as much as possible. Okay, so this is very, very important, especially if you're playing on Nightmare mode. I'm not sure how the easier modes are, but Nightmare mode, you're gonna never have more than like 5 bullets or so. So one of the issues that I had, aiming is a little bit hard at first because you have to upgrade your skill to make sure that the weapon's not swaying as much when you're shooting, and you don't have as much kickback and stuff. So you're gonna miss a lot, okay? And you're gonna find yourself wasting a lot of ammo unless you're hitting the enemy's weak spots and stuff. So try to ration your ammunition. Try to get the sneak kills as much as possible as you can, okay? So this kind of ties into number 2. Try to avoid any unnecessary bloodshed and learn to sneak past enemies, okay? So when you don't have to kill enemies and you can sneak past them, do it, okay? You're not gonna do anything except waste ammo and probably die and end up just running away. Literally, that's how a lot of the game was spent for me. Just trying to survive and everything, okay? So just learn how to sneak past them, and that kind of ties into the next one as well. So number 3, you have to learn how to use the bottles, okay? The first use is for distracting enemies. It's just like in some other games, you could throw a glass bottle somewhere and the sound will distract them, and they'll go towards wherever you send it. And when you actually go to aim it, it has like a circle of like an area of effect, and if the enemy's in it, they'll hear it and they'll go look at it. And sometimes even if they're not in that circle, I found that they do go look at it. So they go to look at that, you send them one way, and then you go the other, okay? Very, very important. And the second use of them, I recommend that you unlock, I forget which tree it's under, I'll put it on the screen, I'll look into it when I'm editing this video, but there's a skill where you make it so that you automatically use a bottle to escape a grab from an enemy, okay? That's very, very important. That's going to help you survive so much once you unlock that skill. So I really recommend you work towards unlocking that skill as early as possible, okay? Because bottles are very prevalent, and that'll help you a lot. Number 4, your stamina runs low pretty fast, and it takes a pretty long time to fill up unless you stop moving. So learn how to escape enemies quickly, okay? This is very important. You have to know how to use your stamina. You have to understand how your character works. The stamina is going to run low, especially in the beginning, and you're going to see your person jogging. He's going to be out of breath, and if you don't stop, the stamina takes a lot longer to fill back up, and if you stop, someone that's chasing you is going to catch you. So you have to learn how to use the stamina, how to make it come back fast enough, and how to judge correctly so you can get away from enemies. So pretty much look at your stamina and make sure you're using it properly. Number 5, explore Union extensively in order to find extra ammunition, side quests, and weapons that you would miss. So pretty much what I realized is that every weapon in this game almost is optional, because you have to go searching for a lot of them, especially if you want to unlock something like the revolver from the other game. That's actually an unlockable weapon, but you have to get a lot of the resonant memories, and you have to complete pretty much kind of like little side quests. So I really recommend that you guys search around and try to get every weapon. Try not to miss over them. I'll try to put a list or something together of every weapon that I got. There may be one, so if I missed one, let me know if you got it, so I can get it on my next playthrough, okay? So next one, number 6, learn how to take enemies down quickly. Now this is going to come to a couple things. Number 1, headshots, okay? Headshots are probably the best way to kill enemies, but it's also the hardest because they like to move their heads a lot, so it's kind of hard. And then the reticle is going to be swaying a lot in the beginning until you unlock the further skills. So you gotta, if you can get headshots, go for it, but you might miss a lot if you go for headshots. So usually once you upgrade your firepower for like your handgun, it only takes like 3 or 4 shots to kill the normal enemies. But another option is you can make them stumble if you shoot off like an arm, or you can shoot their legs and make them hit the ground and run up to them, hit X to stomp on them. Okay. And this is PS4. I'm not sure what the Xbox one is, but leg shot, run up to them and stomp them, and they're dead. Okay, so that's how you take enemies down quickly. And just learn how to do that so that you have a better chance of surviving. Okay. Number 7, collect as many items as possible, and make sure that you're crafting as often as possible at the workshops. Okay. Nightmare mode, like I said before, you barely get any supplies, so collecting items is very important, and crafting is extremely important. You don't want to field craft all the time, because when you do field craft, it takes more supplies to do it. So you want to try to collect as many items as you can, and then go find workshops. Usually when you find a workshop, you have to look around Union for them, but they're usually at the all the safe houses, and there's a couple workshops throughout Union that you can find, and it'll be marked on the map. So make sure that you collect the supplies, and make sure that you're crafting ammunition on a regular basis. Okay, like I said, don't be like me. Try to preserve your ammo. I promise you, like, that is the most important thing in this game. Number 8, this is pretty simple. Don't be scared to use the flashlight. Enemies apparently in this world do not respond to light. They respond to you moving and seeing you and stuff, but they don't respond to light. So don't be scared to use flashlight. I remember even after I knew that they didn't respond to it, I still was kind of scared sometimes to use it, so I would turn it off. But the flashlight is pretty important to help you see in a lot of the darker parts of the game. It's going to help you sneak around and plan a lot better when it comes to getting around mobs and enemies and stuff. So number 9, find as many resonant memories as you can, because you'll eventually unlock the revolver towards the end. Now I'm not sure if it was optional or not, but there is, well, I'm pretty sure this part's optional. There is a house in Union where if you go in there and you go upstairs, there's a resident memory in the house of this lady that got killed. She was all scared to go outside and stuff. You go upstairs and there's a book on the table. If you pick this book up after you read it, it counts as a file. After you read it, the screen they put like a blue filter on it, and then you get really cold. And then at this point, this freaky stalker ghost thingy starts to follow you all throughout the game. So she'll randomly transport you throughout the game. So I feel like it was optional. It was something that was like a side thing, and that shit didn't happen until after I picked that book up. So if you go and find that book and you pick it up, be ready to have to deal with her probably about 4 or 5 times throughout the game. But the last time that you deal with her towards the end, you unlock the revolver. Okay, so very, very important. And also just collecting resonant memories, you're gonna get a lot of useful items and stuff. And if you're one of those 100% completion guys like I am, you like completing things, it's gonna help you do that. Okay. Number 10, advance into new areas slowly and analyze your enemy's movements and plan your actions. All right. If one sees you, they scream, and all of them in the vicinity come after you. Okay, so you have to know how to sneak around. Usually, if you crouch down, you go into sneak mode. If you hold on PlayStation 4, if you hold R1, you can take cover behind solid objects, and also learn to use the foliage, like all the high, like the plants and shit. If you duck into those, or even if you walk in those, you turn kind of invisible. So it's kind of like a camouflage effect. So try to use that to your advantage too, and just remember, analyze the enemy's movements. They usually have a set area that they move back and forth between. When their back is to you, start to sneak up on them and attack. Okay. And make sure that this is another one, this is the bonus tip. Make sure that you're upgrading your skills, especially the stealth skills, because your person approach is very, very, very slow until you upgrade the prowler skill. Okay, and at that point, then you'll start to move faster, because sometimes when your person's moving too slow, this happened to me a lot. They turn around before you can sneak kill them, and then they alert everybody else, and then you gotta run away and start over. Okay, so the last tip, probably one of the most important tips that I wish I would have known before I played this game. I'm going to put a screenshot of her on the screen. If you see a lady with gray hair, a white dress, walking around with her head down, holding a knife, do not approach her. You need to try to sneak around her, okay? She is stronger than every other enemy, and she is faster than every other enemy. She will run up on you very quickly and kill you almost immediately. Okay, you should avoid a combat with her whenever you can. Okay, sneak attacks don't even kill her. That's the thing. When you first see her for the first time, you're like, okay, she's just a normal enemy. And this is what I did. I snuck up on her. I did a sneak attack, and she lived. And she turned around and sliced me up. I was like, oh my god. So, and it takes so much ammunition to kill her. So, one way that I recommend, run up on her and hit her with, like, if you have the hand axe, hit her with the hand axe. That's gonna take most of her health off, and the little thing's gonna sprout out of her head. And then at that point, it's kind of like, just load rounds into her. Try to get headshots if you can. Headshots are the best way against it. But she moves very fast. She'll go from like walking really slow to moving really fast, running up on you to slice you up. So be careful and avoid her when you can. There's sometimes when you can't, so you have to plan properly to fight her, okay? So those are 11 tips that everybody needs to know if you want to survive this game, okay? I wish I would have knew this stuff before I played it, but I wanted to play it and figure it out for you guys, so I put this video together because I know it's going to help a lot of people, because I know a lot of people probably aren't going to be able to beat this game without knowing a lot of these tips, okay? So, let me know if you liked the video. Let me know what you thought about it below in the comment section. Let me know if you learned anything. Let me know if I help you beat this game, okay? So, look out for my playthrough on classic mode. It's going to be very, very interesting. Especially since, just because all the condition that they have for that shit, it's gonna be hard as hell, but I'm gonna push myself through it. Okay, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button, don't forget to like the video, and I'm out of here, man.